So today I want to talk about the first year as a designer, and I want to liken it to your first year or the first time you got a job. Now, for me, I was 17 and I worked at Burger King. Okay, so that was my very first job. I worked in the mall at Burger King, and I was actually really good at it. Okay, like I probably could have had a successful career working for Burger King. And you know, all the work you do there is very, very how do I say? It's easy to figure out, right? Like someone shows you how to put the burgers on the grill. Someone shows you what buttons to push as the cashier. Like it's very like you can figure it out. It's very task oriented, right? And what led me to start thinking about my first job is because my 15-year-old got her first job. And I think as a parent, you always worry that maybe you haven't taught your kids, like you're always worried that they're entitled and all this stuff. And they are, right? But like, you're always like, am I teaching them that hard work is important? It's an important piece of the overall structure of becoming a designer or becoming, you know, a great human being who's contributing to society. And anyway, she's 15, so I really, really didn't expect it. But she got a job across the street from us at a bagel shop. And she came back the whole first week with like a big smile on her face and how much she loved it. She was like, I love my job. This is so fun. She's doing dishes. She hardly does dishes in our own house, but she's doing dishes at her job, so we'll take that. And she's just, every time she comes home, she feels like she's done a good job. And she said to me that she feels like she has something to do. And if we put it in other words, she feels like she has purpose. And I think that's what having a job that fulfills us actually does. It makes us feel like we have a purpose. And I've heard this from a couple of my Design Suite members. I had one who I'm not going to name just, you know, basically send me an email when she started that she didn't even realize that she was missing her purpose. And then she started designing and she felt her purpose. She felt it. And for some of you, I think that is part of the reason we have Design Suite. That's part of the reason I do it, is because I want you to feel the purpose that I feel every single day. Anyway, okay, back to the first year as a designer. So I think the interesting thing about getting into a new career or a new job is that the first little bit is really about hard work. It's not actually about strategy, which I think is very fascinating. And I think one of the problems I've had over the years is I assumed that the hard work would continue to get me through, when the truth is there comes a point where strategy becomes a mega player, okay, in the field. So let's start with the whole idea that hard work is where we have to start off. So just like me in my first job at Burger King, or my daughter who is at a bagel shop, what you're doing in that first little bit is understanding every little bit of your business. So as a designer in your first year, your goal is to understand and know every little bit of your business. So that means you're going to understand the shops that you're going to upload to. You understand the formats they take. You understand what design work sells well. You're doing market research, right? You're designing, figuring out your style, figuring out the colors, figuring out everything about the thing. It is all hard work. It's all hard work. You understand all the pieces that are happening in that business, right? After year one, or you get deep into your business, right? At some point, you start to understand the number of people who are coming in to buy. You understand what is selling the most. So for example, in the bagel shop, I think they sell like salads, or I don't know if they sell soup, but like cream cheese that they hand whip or whatever. Then you start to get a sense of like how much cream cheese you go through, right? Same as a designer. We kind of get a sense of what products and how much we go through, right? Especially in different seasons, like our high seasons versus our low seasons. So we start to understand what is really working, what is not working. Then at that point, once you kind of get a really good scope of what's happening in your business, that's when you can take it to the next level and you add strategy. But I do want to say to you, because I think most designers don't understand this, that year one is about hard work. And most of the time they're in their head with the vision and the strategies, but they haven't done the hard work to prove whether the business can work. And that's part of the reason Design Suite is a whole year long. We do that on purpose because we need to see you doing the hard work so that we can tell you whether you're doing it right, so we can see the market research so that you can be making money, so that it works and it moves, okay? And sometimes, I think most everybody that I know of thinks they are hard workers, okay? I really do. I think most people think they're hard workers. So what I'm gonna tell you is, what would happen if you stepped it up 1%? What would that look like for you? I'm always curious because every person is very different and lives such a different life, okay? But if you have been spending all this time on strategy, which we do talk about in Design Suite because we need to have great strategy, one of the strategies is to be a hard worker. That means designing every single day, uploading as often as you can so that we can understand all the elements of our business. So, not that your first year as a designer is like working like at Burger King or at the bagel shop, but it surprisingly is that simple. Like understanding the mechanics of how it needs to work and how you need to work is pretty important. Everybody comes to me, or a lot of people come to me because they want to make design a career and they want all the flexibility and all of that good stuff. The thing that most people do not understand or put into practice is that it's still a job. The funnest ever job, but it's still a job. And if you have to go do a shift for 3 hours at the bagel shop, which is what my daughter does on the weekends, if you go do a shift for 3 hours, what are you doing during those 3 hours? Well, you're doing the crucial things, right? You're washing the dishes, you're checking in and cashiering up people to buy product, you're making more cream cheese, you're doing all the essential things. In our design business, are we doing those same things? If you have a 3-hour shift, what do you spend the most time doing? Thinking about great design work? Thinking about fun things to make? Experimenting a little bit? See, during our actual design working hours, we shouldn't be doing those things. We should be doing the actual work of the business, which means creating products and uploading products, or searching for other shops to become part of or working with manufacturers. We should be doing the meat of the business, the things that we actually should be doing to make a business go, not the visualizing, not the visioning. That there is a place for that in your business, by the way. You should be doing it, but not during the meat, not during the opening hours where everybody's coming in to check in your business or to buy. Does that make sense? Hopefully this helps, because I think sometimes I tell my designers things like, oh my gosh, you guys should be designing. But let's put it in the context of the bagel shop, because my daughter works there and it's easier to kind of understand it for me, that when we are in opening hours, we are doing the things that get the sales that make it so that we can be designers, okay? If you are designing and not making money, it is a hobby, you guys. It is a hobby. If you are making money and you are designing and selling your stuff, it is a lifestyle and a career. And that's really what I want for my designers. I want them to make that transition into that lifestyle and a career. All right, you guys, thanks for joining me. By the way, if you have not checked it out yet, we have a brand new free training we introduced in November. If you've been looking for a boot camp, we are not currently doing one. Instead, we have this amazing free training talking about the 3 myths and 3 secrets in design. You can go check it out on my website at carinagardner.com and just go see what that's all about. You can enroll there. All right, you guys, that's it for today. I'll see you soon. Hey, did you know that you can visit me at makeanddesign.com to learn more about this podcast and join my VIP group for weekly freebies? I can't wait to see you there.